So I hyped myself up this morning, getting ready to play some Sonic Adventure 2, you know, finally ready to finish what I started. You know, it was going to take me a couple of days, but I was going to finish Sonic Adventure 2 in its entirety, the hero and the dark sides, and boom, controller decides that it doesn't want to connect. I'm like 90% sure that it's the wire. The way that I have it isn't amazingly healthy for how the controller operates. So it was bound to happen. Luckily, I had a backup. Last week, people voted like 50-50 for Final Fantasy XIV and Mario Sunshine. So this time around, we'll play some Mario Sunshine. Unfortunately, I don't have it on the GameCube, so we're playing it on my Switch. Got the Cyclone Joker Joy-Cons. Interestingly enough, only ever played this as a rental and at McDonald's. I never actually owned Super Mario Sunshine. So, while we may come into pockets of stuff that I'm familiar with, probably not a lot.
What happened?
I am pretty excited for Bowser to speak in English.
This icky paint-like goop. It's moving.
Now, boys, don't touch that stuff.
Oh, it's a spooky boy.
Excuse me.
That's fine. Just a mirage.
I am most concerned with the well-being of the princess in this dreadful heat. Master Mario, if you would, cross over to that shore and find some assistance.
I mean, can't you just go back into the plane? Doesn't the plane have air conditioning? Ah, sorry guys. Got an eyelash stuck in my eye. Gross. There we go. What up, dude? Okay. I mean, I will. Not because you asked me to or anything.
Complete.
What up, Flood?
Thank you for purchasing this item from Gad Science Incorporated. Preparing to register customer information. Scanning and classifying subject data. Subject identified as Mario, resident of the Mushroom Kingdom. Data storage complete.
Actually,
Item
with
flood
how the UI is, I'm gonna
over
move the
1,000
webcam a bit.
lives. I hope to be of assistance. Proceeding with user instruction. Use the button to shoot.
Going down.
If you press the button, you can stop and shoot. You can then use the stick to aim in any direction.
How's it going, Justifies? Yeah, we're playing some Mario Sunshine. I, can't get the Dreamcast controller to work.
You can then press the button to hover in the air for a short time. If this tank is empty, no water can be sprayed.
Just going through the tutorial for a bit.
Enter a body of water and press
Because,
the button.
I only ever rented this game and played it at McDonald's. Never actually owned it.
Instructions complete. Proceed.
My first game that I got for GameCube was Turok Evolution. And you know, at age 10, that was a bit of a spicy game. Okay. There we go. Back when I used to have a GameCube, can't remember what happened to it. I had this game, but non-memory cards, so you would keep it on for as long as possible. Knowing sister would unplug things, including the one for the cube, and all your progress was lost. Damn. That ain't great. That's a really bad time. But I getcha. Like, back in the day, if I wanted to beat Mario, you know, I had to keep the system running because there was no such thing as save files and memory cards. That was like back in the day, though. GameCube was awesome? Absolutely. It had some fantastic games on it. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of my personal favorites are on GameCube, like Wind Waker and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Though, personally, I prefer the first Paper Mario. That's just preferences, you know? RE1 Remake, Eternal Darkness, Mario Sunshine. Prepping for a speech and debate question, but here to listen. Oh, thank you for popping in, Tacos. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Watch me not do well. There we go. Come on, plant. Made a game about cleaning up a water park fun. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it also had Yoshi in it. I remember one time when I was playing at McDonald's, like, somebody unlocked the Yoshi segments, and I'm like, what the fuck? You can play as Yoshi? You can ride him around and eat fruit? It was a blast. Come on. There we go. How you doing, buddy? Oh, I see some foreshadowing here. Guess I'm fucking off. I will say, it'll take me a second to, you know, get good at the controls, because it's... God. It's been a long time. When's the last time I played Mario Sunshine? I can't even remember. It was back when, like... It was before the Wii came out, that's for sure.
Quite an unusual device. Is it some sort of pump?
I am Flood, glad to meet you.
Who wouldn't want a water-based propulsion device that could work well for you? Exactly! I want my water jetpack so that I can clean my gutters and also fly around. Also, Mario's in jail for YouTube crimes.
As you are no doubt aware, someone has been senselessly defacing fair...
I really appreciated when they brought the Piantas back in Thousand Year Door. Like, it was so cool to watch them, like, run the rogue port mob.
endangering our very way of life. Indeed, how can one not be...
I really wish that they would be creative with Paper Mario again.
Our poor residents tremble beneath the veil of...
I didn't dislike Origami King. I think it was definitely a step in the right direction, but, like, I'm just waiting for them to realize that maybe they shouldn't have gone the direction that they did. Mario's on trial for using performance-enhancing mushrooms in his Olympic competition with Sonic. I mean, yeah. Sonic's speed is all natural, whereas Mario, like, he has to supplement his natural abilities.
The truth is obvious. The guilty party sits among us. It is none other than Mario.
Overruled. A judge
Objection.
the charge. I hereby order that
God, when I point at the camera, it makes me look like a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
of his vile handiwork, Mario shall not
It's like,
be allowed to leave.
draw your last pathetic card, Yugi. God, I sound like the Singapore dub Kaiba.
This appears to be quite a predicament.
Surprised no one's made a meme of Peach yelling objection, right?
The island's inhabitants are in
Especially since, like, they've released this again on the 3D All-Stars collection.
Mario, you witnessed this object at the airstrip, correct? It is a
Like, this
science
collection
right.
breathed new life into Mario Sunshine.
Power on Isle Delfino. They used to but the graffiti incident has polluted the island and most of the Shine Sprites have fled. There is no longer any power to support the peaceful lifestyle
It's up to us
of
to
the
stop,
islanders.
I don't know, global warming and climate change.
The only way to ensure the return of the Shine Sprites is to keep
Right?
the
Like,
island from becoming any
this game kind of expanded the Mario lore a lot.
at work, even as we speak.
You know, from having, like, robust cutscenes.
Are being treated as a criminal. Tomorrow we
God.
must do our best to resolve the
Sorry guys, this eyelash that's, like, embedded itself in my eye will not go away. Nah, I'm pretty sure I get it.
You can't miss the mess, pal. Your first job's to get rid of all that ugliness. And remember, we'll be watching you, pal.
I'm not your pal guy.
Start slacking off.
Oh, also, all the emotes are live now. So you can redeem your shark coins to use the Space Shark emotes, even if you're not sub. What up? Yeah, that's a big mess. Peach, why are you yelling at me? I was put in jail and now I'm doing community service, and now you're just sad that there's no sun? Meanwhile, Toadsworth over there, he's having a conniption, like he is messed up, man. You okay, Toadsworth? Well, Shinegate's bright at least. Since it's been over 20 minutes from my post on Discord, I think I should announce with creator privileges. Oh, thank you, tacos. No, I mean, we're popping up in viewers, so I think we're gonna be all right. Listen, now that I'm a huge Twitch streamer with like affiliate status and everything, I gotta make sure that people stay hydrated, including myself. And that's why you guys get to hydrate with me. Alright. I've monopolized water. I mean, I'm not saying that Mario's from Nestle. I'm not saying he's not. God, I absolutely love the glasses emote that Dingo made for me. I think that was my favorite, and that's why I put it at tier 1, so that, like, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get my favorite one. Just gonna clean up. Don't mind me. Just getting used to the controls. There we go. If I ever get a rent at Tsukihime and branch into the Nasuverse, glasses take on whole new meanings. Interesting. I mean, it isn't your best friend from school who also lives at the temple and probably has a crush on you? There we go. I can't believe that statue was buried under all that shit. Man, when I was younger, I thought Shadow Mario was so cool. Like, just the effect that they made for him. Well, fucking later, Peach. You're complaining about, you know,
Mario.
this vacation sucking. Now it's worse. Whoops. Oh man, I cannot style like he can. I am not as dexterous as this imposter. They call me the Jump Man, but in fact, I think he's gonna take the title from me. But it's funny, Tsukihime... Ah, give me a sec, sorry. Tsukihime is the visual novel that turned Type Moon from a doujin to a powerhouse company. That's interesting. Here, guys. Gonna give you a shower. You guys deserve it. There we go. I mean, hey, when you imply that the innuendo exists, then you are taking part in creating the innuendo. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Come on, buddy. There we go. Completely unfair. Buddy, you're doing parkour that the controls won't allow me to.
Mario.
Not only that, but like you have the paintbrush. That counts as outside tools, doesn't it? Oh right, I have to splash it. There we go. But yeah, it's really cool that like, you know, a doujin factory can turn into such a big company. It kind of really shows that, you know, people give fan artists a bad rap because they can legitimately be fantastic at what they do. Let me on the log, please. Yeah, I mean, like, early 2000s, you had, like, the message boards and, like, MSN Messenger. I mean, you could say MySpace, but, like, I don't think MySpace was that big in Japan. Where's my crouch button? Do I have a crouch button? I can't do the sick backflip that I'm accustomed to. Okay. I assume that I have to go to where that gunk is. I know what social media app is popular in Japan, mostly because they don't care / hate the ones that we have here. It's... I mean... Yeah, I personally can't do TikTok. I don't think I'm the demographic for it. Twitter works really, really well for me. But I think that's just because I'm used to it. I only use Facebook to talk to my, like, cousins and, like, grandparents, because that's what they use. Yeah! What other social media do I use? I redid my Instagram account when I went to Tokyo in 2018, just so I could post vacation photos. There's a pre-Tumblr Twitter and post-Tumblr Twitter? Yeah. Though I think it really depends on, like, what you follow on Twitter that you'll get that. Twitter, on the whole, became a lot hornier when Tumblr became what it is now. You could tell when people came from Tumblr, they tried to make things their way. Yeah, but I think that's a lot when people migrate from one social media network to another. You know, they try to go for what's familiar, and it doesn't quite work with the user base that's already there. Yeah. Oh god, the Dexit thing, yeah. I understand that people really wanted their favorite Pokemon to be in the new game, but they gotta understand, like, jumping from console to... jumping to console from handheld is a hard thing to do. Not gonna let me kill you? There we go. Die for me! I mostly just appreciate that we got quality games with Sword and Shield. And, like, with the expansions, we got more Pokemon. You know, unfortunately, like, I don't get why they didn't add all the starters. Kinda want my breaks in, to be honest, but... You know, maybe in a future game. Maybe in the Sinnoh remakes. Nobody hates Pokemon like the Pokemon fandom? Yeah. The Pokemon fandom likes 3 games. The Black and White series, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and, come on. There we go. And Pokemon Platinum. Everything else doesn't exist to the current Pokemon fandom. To be fair, those were good games. Doesn't mean that you have to shit on all the other ones. That's why I like the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fandom. They're super chill. They had to watch Grovyle die, so... I think that might have chilled them out a bit. I should really get back to playing Mystery Dungeon, like the remake that came out. I absolutely love the look of that remake. It might be one of the best looking Pokemon titles out there. Just gonna let me phase through that wood block? Okay. When people say that fandom is so toxic, I'm like, yeah, every fandom is toxic. Not just a part, but everyone. Because you're made of people and it objectively suck. Yeah, I mean... It's hard to avoid the toxic parts of fandom. And unfortunately, like, the only way to deal with it is to pretend that they don't exist. But in doing so, it creates a cell that, like, propagates on its own, then feels ignored by the rest of the fandom and thinks that's justified. It just sucks. The only thing that you can really do is just embrace the fact that, you know, there are gonna be people who suck in your fandom, and as long as you don't engage with them or call them out on their bullshit, when, like, you gotta call them out on their bullshit, I mean, like, call them out or don't engage with them, then that's the only way to deal with it. Even when you count the SMT butt hurts, they have legit samsara. To quote Sojiro, let me explain. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, SMT fans get to complain because Persona kinda took the focus away from their games. I think that they're, like, blowing out of proportion, since the Persona series now has its own studio. So, you know, they can focus on making some good SMT content, but... I am very much of a mind of just let people enjoy video games. And, like, there's a line between something that you don't like and anti-consumer practices, and people need to learn that distinction. Not so much with P3, but you have Persona 4, and then there was so much milking. P5 came out and everyone loved it, until a year later when people had backlash. Yeah, I'm gonna admit, like, Persona 5 is my favorite Persona game. And, in fact, I would go as far as to say that Persona 5 is my favorite game. Just in general. But, like, I played Persona 3, and I played Persona 4, and shit, I played Persona 1 and a little bit of Persona 2. Like, just because you know of the older Persona games doesn't mean you have to hate on the newer ones. Yeah, I don't get why people thought that, like, milking Persona 4 was okay, but, like, milking Persona 5 wasn't. That's a bit of a yikes for me. There we go, my water has been filled. And, like, they still get Persona 4 content because, like, BlazBlue cross-tag battle is a thing. But at the same time, you know, let the people who aren't being dicks about it enjoy Persona 4. I'm glad that they got their Steam release. I'm really interested in the backlash of Kingdom Hearts being on the Epic Games Store. Like, I understand that people would prefer it on Steam, but, like, they never promised it to be on Steam, so... You know, I thought that that was what the backlash for Epic Games was. Persona 1 and 2 were still very SMT. And yeah, P1 and 2, their original PlayStation openings were so immersive and atmospheric to me. No, I think, like, people who are okay with a very traditional RPG aesthetic should definitely give P1 and 2 a try. I can't say how they've aged, because it's been forever since I played them, but... they're good. Especially when you have to fight Sunglasses Hitler. Who isn't Hitler? Alright, there's our boy Petey Piranha. But... aw. Didn't catch myself in time. I want to see what's in that little nook there. Man, just looking at this game makes you realize how much of a difference there was between Mario 64 and Sunshine. Like, how much of a jump there was from the GameCube and the N64. For P1, the opening quote on the Butterfly Dream, the eerie music, the simplicity with the distorted scenery, the butterfly and the model of a school turning the blocks, so much symbolism. And some could argue that it was kind of heavy-handed, but like, with a JRPG, like, being heavy-handed doesn't really matter as much, you know? Hey, Petey. Stay hydrated. Come on, do your flower yawn. That's a good boy. Persona 2 is even better. Memorized one version of the opening lines and everything was so dramatic, I loved it. I'm kind of sad that we didn't get the whole duology here. I'm glad that we got what we got, though. I kind of hope that we see remakes of Persona 1 and 2. Like, with the mechanics of 3, 4, and 5. Because the characters and the settings were, like, super fun. I just don't think that mechanically it would stand up as well. I know this is a bit of a hot take, but legitimately, I think that, so, I think that they should skip Persona 6 for now, and remake 1 and 2 in the same style as, Persona 5. Like, with the upgraded visuals and mechanics. And then that way, because they can keep riding the hype of Persona 5, but also, like, add some new stuff that people may not have encountered. Yep, though if you ended up getting the PS1 Classic, you can just throw a ROM on there. There was a Joker in Persona 2, yeah. Just a bit of a spookier Joker for sure. Alright, I gotta go to the Shine Plaza. Probably. What's up, Ferryman? Boat can't leave. Gotcha. Progress has been locked. PSP port had a really cool OP with Lotus Juice. I got really lucky and was able to meet Lotus Juice at a local convention. He was cool. Ooh, what's going on here? Aw. Don't mind if I do. You want them back in P5R so much? Aw. That's fair. Ooh. Yes, please. I will say, Colors Flying High is a really catchy OP. Like, all the music from the Persona series is fantastic, but I really enjoyed Colors Flying High. Okay, so it's just basically telling us that the shine sprites have disappeared. Fair enough. Aw, hello, kitty cat. What up, lady? Sure. I know where lemons are, though. I don't know where bananas are. Actually. That's more of a pear, isn't it? Like a golden pear. Having a remake of Persona 3, calling it Persona 3 Midnight, is due because while the prototype was the prototype to greater heights, it could benefit from a quality of play improvements. Yeah. I do see the appeal in remaking Persona 3, but I kind of feel like they should wait a little bit for that and remake 1 and 2. Because there's the, you know, the meme going on that Persona 1 and 2 don't exist, that, like, it's only 3, 4, and 5. Nope. That is too strong for my water blast. Can I do the... Come on, let me do my triple jump. If you won't let me do my backflip, I at least gotta get the triple jump. Being able to control all party members and dating relationships would be nice. I mean, you got to control everyone during Persona 3 Portable, plus you got the Minako storyline. The downside is, all you got was menus. You didn't get the 3D visuals unless you were in a dungeon. We don't talk about P3P? No, P3P was great. It had Vincent from Catherine. And again, you got the whole Minako storyline. Who, and this is going to be a spicy take, was a better, more relatable protagonist than Minato. Now, I know that that's just personal opinion, but they defined her character way better. Though I will say that they were different experiences. Minato felt more like a blank slate and felt better as, like, a self-insert. But Minako was like... She had charisma, and it made sense that people would follow her. The protagonist of P3 shouldn't be happy, though, even though it's a front. I would argue that having it be a front is just, you know, a different way of expressing it. You know, people display their unhappiness and unease in different ways, and I think it was a really cool, different take on it. What up, Copper? Okay, good talk. Oh, those are bananas. There was a lady that wanted 3 of these, so I'm stealing them from you. There you are, Banana Lady. Will you, There we go. That works, I guess. Actually, I think Persona has mastered having a silent protagonist while giving the straight and narrow choices, but each protag has their own quirk. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, each protagonist feels like a different archetype of the silent protagonist. They do it really, really well. What up, lady? Aw, I'm Sweetums now. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure I gotta go back to the, Well, let's talk to Peach. Maybe she has something of use. Minato can be a downright jerk. Like telling a little girl the reason her parents are divorcing is because of her. Yep. It's, P3 was a mood. Like, Narukami. He was a big brother. But he could also be, like, antagonizingly blunt. Also, I guess I wasn't supposed to, wasn't supposed to beat Petey. Hey, how's it going, Pepper Shaker? Thanks for popping by. Sorry I'm not playing Sonic Adventure 2, but things happen. I don't know if anyone was excited for that. I kinda was, so. P5's Akira is sassy, like teasing others. Won't forget him asking Ryuji if he was jealous of his getup. Yeah? Well, and that's the thing, like, P5's protagonist, his whole deal was he was the trickster. So, in order to really fit that, they had to make his default persona, get it? Like that. There was this, show that I saw. I think it was something like, Don't You Know I'm Sakamoto? Main character looked like he was like Bayonetta's kid. But the vibe that I got from him was the same vibe that I got from, Narukami. And to be fair, P5's protagonist is like Batman. When you ask him what his real name is, it's Joker. That was actually a really cool scene in Batman, where he gets tied up by the lasso of truth, and Wonder Woman's like, say your names, and Superman's like, I'm Clark Kent, and Batman's like, I'm Batman. Didn't you know I'm Sakamoto? Yeah, he's the guy who's incapable of not being perfect, even when he should be humiliating. Exactly. That was a really fun show. I miss being able to, like, just casually watch anime. But I haven't been able to do that since, like, 2019. 2019 had some bangers, though. Like, there was Welcome to Demon School, Irumakun, where, like, a kid gets kidnapped by one of the greater demons and becomes his grandson, goes to school with a bunch of friends. We got Promare, which, fuck, Promare. It's great. Everyone should watch Promare. And we got Granbell, which was a mecha genre magical girl anime. Like, Granbelm definitely isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea. But it had such a cool concept that I can't help but recommend it. Unfortunately, I didn't end up watching anything in 2020. I think it was just, like, the COVID depression that was getting me, but... Rising of the Shield Hero is a good isekai because it's a title and not a sentence. Fair. I feel like most isekais are based on light novels, and that's why their names are sentences. Watched a lot of films last year, but not a lot of series. Yeah, I think that was mostly me too. I rewatched Summer Wars last year, as well as Redline. Both of those movies, highly recommend. Redline was made by Madhouse, but it has 100,000 hand-painted frames. And then Summer Wars was basically, like, what Digimon the movie's Our War game was a prototype to. Like, it was the culmination of what Our War game was leading up to in terms of animation. Giving up on seasonal watching? Only if something piques your eye? This season only Log Horizon, which is another great video game isekai. That's fair. I watch Kamen Rider seasonally. That's just because, like, I can rely on Kamen Rider. He will always be there. Though with Genom Corp being kinda out of commission for a while, I haven't caught up. I know I can check out Izu subs, but I kinda like the idea of having all of my files be from the same group. That way there's consistency whenever I rewatch it. Only just starting on 0-1? Yeah, but I find that if the season wasn't amazing, like if the season didn't turn out really well, the characters' comebacks in later series and movies end up being really, really good. Ghost is a really good example, because while his season wasn't great, anytime that Tenkuji Takeru comes back for something, whether it's like a movie or NGO itself, he is fantastic. So I have hope for Soma. Yes, I have, and I love it. I don't care what you think. Decade's Neo Complete form is so stupid and so off the wall. I think it's fantastic. It feels like Inoue was only available for like a weekend, and it was such short notice that they had to whip it up with like no notice at all. Hey, a fan may have done a better version, but they didn't do a stupider version. Also, real talk, like, the Tanuki family is my favorite, and I love them. I love the little kid. And their straw hats. Like, oh man, I want to do fan art of them now. Like, Decade's new complete form, I think they sold it to me when Inoue did a live stream and then put 2 Pokemon cards on top of his head to explain it. That's what sold me. I do have to check out Rising of Shield Hero, though. I've heard really good things about it. Same with Goblin Slayer, but I think Goblin Slayer might be a bit too intense for me. You know, in these times with COVID, I don't need something as intense as, say, Berserk. I need something fun. Though going back to Kamen Rider, I will say that Kamen Rider Saber is a bit of a slow burn. It feels like they decided to get all of their toy selling done in the first few episodes. And because of that, like, it feels like the first few episodes aren't good. They introduce so many characters and, like, a lot of different forms, and the plot is very Monster of the Week. I feel like it's getting better now that they've done, like, they've gotten all the selling stuff out of the way, but... Hidden Cave. Or, sorry, Hillside Cave. Tried to get into isekai, but it's never appealed to me. There are a lot of character potential in the concept of characters dying and waking up in another world. It often becomes escapist power fantasies, even though that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'd like to see more isekai focused on self-reflection, something similar to Christmas Carol, where the character uses their new life to face their flaws and struggle nonetheless. Yeah! I do think that power tripping is just a staple of isekai at this point. Like, the main character is so powerful that, like... Whew! I do think having a self-reflection isekai, like Digimon, I'm really glad that they made a new 2020 season, by the way, would be a game changer. Like, I think it would breathe new life into the genre and get a lot of new fans. You know what I want, though? So they remade Digimon Adventure 01, and that's going pretty swell. But, I want them to remake Digimon Frontier. Because that show was such a dumpster fire that I think it could benefit from a reimagining. Check the Discord, tagged me with some pics. What do we got? What do we got in the Discord? Oh, I think it's the file extension. If you go into your files and change them to like JPGs or PNGs, they should show up. Man. Diablomon and Love Machine together. Here, give me a sec. Let's post them in the stream. Let's go to our Discord. Bypass the secret admin channel that you guys don't have access to. Come on. OBS. Use display capture, please. Thank you. So yeah, we got Diablomon with Love Machine. That's really cool. And what's the second one? Oh man, King Cosmo and Omegamon. It took me a while to get any like actual Digimon merchandise. Not when I was a kid, that was everywhere. But, like, I had a Digivice and I had the Digimon Adventure board game when I was growing up, but now that I'm, like, of an age where I have money, I don't have a lot of stuff. VHS tapes of Digimon Power Rangers? Oh man, I'm jealous. For Anime Bomb, I picked up a copy of Power Rangers Time Force on DVD that, I think Sentai Filmworks did. Sorry, was it Sentai or Shout Factory? I think it might have been Shout Factory. I wish I had my copy of Digimon the movie, though. Like, I just have the, so I was able to get a friend to rip the VHS as a file at one point, and I have that file. You have Mighty Morphin to Wild Force? Damn. I think I just picked up Time Force because Time Force was my favorite season. But yeah, the Digimon merchandise that I have right now... here, I'll just grab them. I've got the figurized standards for, here. For a boy, War Greymon, which is really, really nice. And Omegamon, who I'm glad that the light is a bit weird on him, because that one didn't behave for me when I was building it. There were a lot of issues. Because the way that the plastic is, they use some really, really nice colors in it, and it's definitely true to how it's supposed to look. But because of that, it's really brittle, and it broke. And because of that, I have a couple of pieces that, you know, maybe there are a few more gaps than there should have been. But yeah, I want them to remake Digimon Frontier. Because, like, I love the idea of, like, them turning into, like, Digimon Kamen Riders. But it wasn't very well executed. Plus that weird episode where the main kid decides that he wants to go back home, but then he gets turned into a furry on the train. That was... I don't know about that one. Ice Devimon with the Christopher Walken impression. Oh, man. You never watched... Sorry, you only ever watched Adventure 1 and 2, but I heard Tamers is really good. Tamers was fantastic. It had a lot of really cool plot points, and it felt like a more mature Digimon season. That being said, I think Digimon Adventure 02 was my favorite season. Mostly because, like... I liked how they brought back Kari and TK, but also, like, how, like, the growth of the Digimon Emperor, as well as, like, just how fun Davis and Vmon were. Really? The form that he took was the rookie form for Agunimon? That's really cool. Ken was always your favorite? Ah, that's... He's good. You hated 02? Oh, that's too bad. 02 was my favorite. Nobody can take that away from me. I never watched Serial Experiments Lane, so I have no input on that whatsoever, other than Tamers was a good season. Ken was good. He had a really good arc in 02. I really want to play Cyber Sleuth on stream, but it's a really long game, and, like, in my current file, I'm like... I've got Omegamon and Omegamon Schwartz, and Flamedramon, who is my boy. Flamedramon and Magnamon are my two favorite Digimon. And I don't want to be without them. He's the fire of courage. I could do a New Game Plus, yeah. That could be fun. Again, now that I've reached affiliate, I don't have any number goals anymore. So, I can experiment. I can do whatever the fuck I want now. The world of streaming is my oyster. I could do like a life hack bingo at some point. Excuse me. I can tornado? I didn't know that I could tornado. Okay. Maybe I should find some coins and stop screwing around. Tried SEL, and while it may have my favorite OP of any anime ever, and I usually like avant-garde stuff, just like it, Lane just didn't appeal to me. Sometimes stuff that is, like, objectively good just doesn't appeal to you, so I completely get it. Like, I absolutely love the concepts and just the ideas of Berserk. But the way it's presented just doesn't vibe with me. So, like, I can understand that it's a masterpiece and fantastic, but it just ain't for me. And I really tried to get into it, too. One of my friends, Kyle, like, Berserk is one of his favorite things ever. And I couldn't. The only Berserk that I could get into was, Dragon's Dogma. And that's just, it borrowed so much from Berserk that they even had some costumes. Check the thread. Okay, let's see. You got Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory, Try, Digimon, and Digimon the movie on VHS. Dang. I wish I kept some of my old VHS stuff. Once DVDs became popular, we kinda got rid of everything and transferred over. A lot of regret. Digimon the movie, of the three stuff together in the 90s rock, the end of the Myosmon arc. Oh, that's cool. I used to be legitimately scared of Piedmon when I was a kid. Like, I'd see him pop up on screen, I'm like, oh, no, don't get him away! I forget what I'm supposed to be doing here. Come on. The hillside cave, right. Where's the hill, and where's the cave on the side of it? He's a clown and can turn you into keychains? Yeah, I think that it was an existential dread to be turned into something inanimate when I was a kid. Like, maybe that's part of the reason I never watched the Boo Saga, was because I heard my friends saying, like, oh man, he turns people into chocolate, and I'm like, no, I already had enough, like, crazy shit with Cell. I just could not handle it. Maybe what we'll do, I'll check to see if it's on Amazon Prime Video. Maybe we'll do, like, a watch party for the Boo Saga. That, or I'll just play it in, like, Xenoverse 2 or DBZ Kakarot. Lane felt very empty to me. It was directed well, but it often cared more about aesthetics and less about what it had to say. When I feel you could have had both, it also didn't really have enough line in its story. Granted, my favorite anime FLCL is very similar to Lane in many ways. Presentation can be the be-all and end-all of anything, to be fair. Alright, guy, why are you so happy? Okay. I will take your blue coin. Nice, I'll check it out. Come on. I'm pretty sure I have to get to that cave. But how? Maybe the secret lies in that, like, weird nook over here. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the Discord. I'll be honest, I didn't know what I was doing when I made it, and I kind of just stole the rooms from a template. So, it'll get customized more as I figure out what people want from it. Okay. Water? No, water's not the answer. Water's supposed to always be the answer, though. At least in this game. How am I going to get to the hillside cave? Don't feel like getting up, but in your closet you have a VHS of Stitch the movie, Bob the Builder. Buddy, just let me in. The Cheetah Girls too? Interesting. I watched a lot of the, like the Disney Channel movies back in the day. Like, God, I forget its name. It was like, what, Time Stoppers or like Clock Stoppers or something? Man. Or like Xenon. I got super into Xenon for some reason. I was really invested in her. Yeah! Like, the fact that she was so popular that she got a trilogy was like, damn. It definitely felt like what the 90s thought the future would be like. The first two oh man, Halloween Town was so cool. Oh, come on. Maybe you'll let me climb up on here? There we go. Yeah, there were some really good and really bad Disney Channel originals. Maybe I have to climb these. Let's try that. From time to time, you still listen to the music from Xenon? Oh, fair. You know who I miss? I miss Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. And the true star of the show, Carl Wheezer. There was actually a post. Nope. Yeah, sorry, Justifies, but so in terms of Nightbot, I have it preventing people from posting links, because that's what all the people who try to have you buy followers do. So if you're going to post a link, just throw it into the Discord if you wouldn't mind. You wouldn't believe how many times, like, Nightbot stops the follow bots from popping up. It's crazy. I do have the Discord open on my other monitor, though, so... Oh, yeah. Nightbot is cruel, but Nightbot is necessary. He is the hero that we deserve and need. Maybe you'll tell me what's going on, buddy? Please? Okay. It'd be really helpful if you could, like, tell me how to get into the hillside cave. Unless that one's not the one I'm supposed to go to. Let's talk to some people. Maybe they'll have some information relative to what I need to do. Aw. I am not hardcore enough for some Pianta shades. Goop's gone. Oh, that's cool. You can see the other levels from here. I never got to appreciate that. Like, this is a cohesive map. You can see the other stuff. That's really cool. Oh. Alright, Smokey. We gotta give you a chin scratch. There we go. Thanks for redeeming your shark coins, Justifies. I'm sure my cat appreciates that too. Going back to a previous thing, with Jimmy Neutron, somebody made a Carl Weezer cover of Weezer's Say It Ain't So, and I was dying while I was listening to it. It was hilarious. I'll link it in the Discord, like, under the memes section, because it's pretty top. Oh, of Redbone? I don't think I heard that one. I'll have to check it out. Okay, I can't bounce high enough to do that. Well, maybe the hilltop thing is over here. Don't mind if I do. Maybe he wants me to buy a Shine Sprite, or whatever you do with blue coins. Yeah, like, Flood is top-notch technology. Be nice if Flood could tell me where to go. I wouldn't mind having Fi here from Skyward Sword. Alright, I think what I'm going to do... I'm gonna exit the area and see if it wants me to buy something with my blue coins. At the very least, what that'll do is let me, take a look at what it wants me to do again. The Scarlet M! Mario should countersue! Oh, maybe it wants me to go in here. I'm gonna buy the Shine Sprite anyways. Yes. Hein. That's all that you guys can see because of my scene. I can't just say it's my face because it's like my whole body and my kotatsu and my couch. Alright, well let's take a look at the other level. Maybe we'll get something there that'll allow us to actually finish the one that we were on. I remember when I rented this game, my mind was absolutely blown with the water tech. This game still holds up well into the 2020s. Pretty tired of this insane need for photorealistic people and think games need to just go with their own style. Yeah, I mean, like, photorealism is definitely impressive, but a really well-stylized game can be just as impressive. Press Y to flip this gate. Amazing. Yeah, I'm of the opinion that, like, photorealism's kind of boring now. If it's part of, like, an overarching style that meshes well together, then I can get behind it, but, you know, stuff like The Last of Us 2 and, like, Call of Duty, I know those are the popular things to riff on, but it does feel like they don't have a style to them. Square Enix is obsessed with it. Yeah, but I feel like they've been getting better at implementing stylization. Like, Final Fantasy VII Remake is definitely a very photorealistic Square Enix game, but it retains the anime aesthetic really, really well, and because of that, I think it can stand on its own. Without being like, oh man, the style is realism. Though I do feel like Square Enix has been historically obsessed with photorealism. Especially because of The Spirits Within, where they wanted to, like, close the gap between live action and animation. Look at P5R. You have their... Oh, hey, I'm surprised I was able to get there. Nice mix of superb anime cutscenes, in-game cutscenes, and stylized in-game graphics. Yeah, like, Persona 5 Royal, its whole... The entirety of Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal has to be my favorite. Like, it does well in the stylization front. It does well in terms of its overall aesthetic meshing together, like, all of its various forms, whether it be the animation, the illustration, the music, like, everything. And I feel like that's the mark of a good game, where it's, like, the sum of all of its parts ends up working well together. Like, if you have, like, beautiful photorealistic graphics, but your music's the fucking city theme from Sonic Chronicles, then maybe you focused a bit too much on one thing. You never want to see a photorealistic version of the Phantom Thieves? Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it would be kind of like, you know, photorealistic Mario. Like, it just doesn't work. Though there was a stage adaptation of Persona 5. Like a theater one. That was really interesting.
Mario. Mario.
One thing I wish Bandai Namco did a bit better was just translate the actors in the Kamen Rider games into animation a bit better. Because, like, if you play Memory of Heroes, you get to see, like, Shotaro and Eiji, but they're like... They're like the harem anime protagonist where their eyes are blurred out. It's really weird, and I don't like it. There's a manga where they have Joker correctly named Akira Kurusu, but there's only 4 volumes. I mean, I appreciate that you're going to die on this hill, but I think, I think that they're always going to go with either Joker or Ren. Though there's also the fact that in the stage adaptation, they had a new name for the character every day. Like, in every showing, there was a new name for the character. And I think they had different actors as well, which was really cool. I mean, hey, Kahulin died on a hill. You know, he's one of the most appreciated guys in Fate, so there's that. Was it a tree or was it a rock? Because I was always told that it was a rock. Oh, gotta hydrate. Thanks for redeeming your shark coins, Pepper Shaker. And I hope you guys are staying hydrated too. Alright, I probably have to go to that stage over there. No! My progress! Oh, man. It goes all the way up to Kaneshiro? That's really cool. It's too bad that they dropped it then. I mean, it's goop. Same goop that I've been dealing with the entire time. I really hope Digimon Survive gets out of development hell soon. I want my permadeath Fire Emblem Digimon game where I get sad every time and have to restart the level. Oh, I forgot to save. That's not going to bite me in the ass later, right? It's technically still ongoing, but that can mean many things. I mean, it's technically supposed to release this year, so we'll see how that goes. If Kingdom Hearts 3 could end up getting released later, you know, anything's possible. Oh, P5, sorry. Sorry, I misread that. I thought that said it for some reason. Yeah, manga hiatuses are... they can get crazy. Like, Berserk is still ongoing. Even like the Kamen Rider Double manga, Fudo Detectives, they had to take a bunch of really big hiatuses, but they're still going. And Get 'em Corp is translating them, so that's nice. Yeah, big stuff like that is kind of not really well suited for Twitch chat. Let's see if I can make it! Yes! With Survives, your actions also affect Digivolution. Since you have an Agumon there, while they showed Metal Greymon in the trailers, you could end up with Skull Greymon. And I really love that. I really want a Digimon game where you have to bond with your Digimon even more. Like, the idea of the Digimon farm was really cool, because, like, you know, you had to interact with them and, like, give them stuff to do, but in the end, like, it's all just surface level. Like, I love the idea of abusing Agumon enough where he evolves into Skull Greymon instead of Metal Greymon. What's up, guy? Oh. Oh, I saw a visual novel like this. Didn't end well for the main character. That's why I like Tamers with the Digimodify mechanic. Yeah, I do appreciate it a lot. No. Maybe I have to pull. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull those. Just gotta rip these things off of him. I kind of feel bad. I know he's my enemy, but, like, I don't need to dismember him. Death approaches! Wow. Time for phase 2. Like, Konaka was told that he had to include the cards in the show, and he came up with a baller idea of, yeah, we can use these cards to give our Digimon their attacks or stat boosts. Yeah! Like, I appreciate that a lot of this media, in general, is all about selling toys. Like, in the end, like, that's the job you gotta do. It sucks, but whatevs. But if you can incorporate it really, really well, then that's the ideal. Yeah, his arms grew back, but I still have to, like, rip them off violently. Means you gotta be creative or you can't be a Toku fan? Yeah. That's why, even though it makes the beginning of the series, like, really boring and formulaic, I appreciate when they just get all the toy stuff done at the beginning of the season. You know, they introduce their entire lineup, all the characters, just get it all out in the open, then they can focus on plot. At least for recent stuff. Like, Kamen Rider Double didn't have too many toys that it wanted to sell you. O's, I mean, like the medals you could get from Gashapon machines, so it wasn't a big deal. But then with the big stuff, like... Well, I think when they switched to, like, Astra Switches, where, you know, there were so many of them to collect, was when the whole toy thing went out of control. Then you had Build with, like, the Pandora's Box. Whew! Exactly. Like, they started venturing into that with Devil, but with Forza it became crazy. Yeah, the story for Kamen Rider Wizard, like, not the actual story of the show, but the production, is kind of sad, because they went all out with really cool stuff, but in the end, it was just sandwiched in between two seasons that the majority of people really, really liked. And because of that, like, a really good season became an okay season for most people. Loved Wizard, and it did for me what previous Kamen Riders didn't do until a fair bit in. And, like, they really focused on choreography with X8 and 01 as well, so I think that's why I like them a lot, too. Surf and Safari. Okay, I can tell right now that it's going to have really bad mechanics for the surfing. This is not going to feel good. Within the first 10 episodes, 8 and 9 just made me scared for Haruto with how monstrous Phoenix was. The whole idea of, like, your personal demons residing inside your heart, corrupting you so badly that they can take your body. But that's how you become that's how you can learn magic. I love that concept. Like, all of Wizard's concepts just do it for me. Alright, guy. I'm at the talking angle. What do you want? Thank you, Big Daddy. We're gonna go with pink, because pink's one of my favorite colors. Wow, this feels a lot faster than it is. That sounds like a threat. You wanna go for a ride, bud? Unlike Forza, they didn't chicken out with the characters you-know-what and had it remain bittersweet. Yeah! Though, like, Forza did some really cool stuff, too. Like, especially with the concept of graduating from a person. Forza and Wizard, they shared a concept of personal growth that I really appreciate, and I really hope that, they get their own sort of memory of heroes, you know? Like, I don't know, Kamen Rider Friendship is Magic. Aww. Memory Heroes, though, I'm really excited to play it on stream because it's a really solid character action game. With that kinda, it suffers from a low budget, which is kinda sad. Like, you can really tell that Bandai Namco wasn't bringing their C game. Well, you know what? No, they weren't bringing their B game. It was a very C tier video game. In terms of presentation. In terms of gameplay, that's where they put all their budget. I guess, to collect my thoughts about Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes. It felt good to play. It could have looked better. Here, I will read your comment in 1 sec. There we go. Unlike Forza, Wizard did the thing where Kamen Riders are born from tragedy and Haruto was a hope bringer, helping people in the fight against the Phantoms. Forza, I was like, why is this Japanese series trying to make things like American Stereotypes and Breakfast Club homage? Well, the reason Forza was what it was because of the 2011 earthquake. Oh man, I need to bring my A game. Because of the 2011 earthquake, they wanted to have a season that was focused on, like, I guess, the lighthearted aspects of Kamen Rider. That, and it was kind of an anniversary season too, so they had to do some interesting stuff with that. Forza was definitely like a product of when it was released, and I really appreciate that. Plus, you know, they had one of the writers from Gurren Lagann on it, so gotta represent my favorite series. Pokemon had to completely redo the Unova anime due to the earthquake? Yeah. Well, and like, you know, talking about even further back, Evangelion is what it is because one of the plot arcs was a terrorist organization gasses a subway in Evangelion. And then the thing actually happened in real life and they had to abandon that entire thing. But it was such a big part of the show that they had to scrap most of the show. And then Anno got depressed, and then Evangelion happened. I get lighthearted, but having it be styled on American stereotypes was weird. Should have just been Japanese style. I mean, that's fair. You know, everyone has their opinions on stuff like that. They also decided to cross over with Amazon instead of Super One. Yeah, that was a weird decision. Though, Super One, his actor was being a huge fucking tool and scamming people. So I think part of that... Or was that X? No, I think it was X. Never mind. I retract that. I'm pretty sure it was X. It's like watching the Cowboy Bebop movie after 9/11. So the original Ninja Turtles comics, Baxter Stockman, the guy who would turn into the Fly Guy, had a plot to blow up the Twin Towers. And they never got back to that plot, and I wonder why. They just had the suit in Hyper Battle? Yeah. Didn't that happen in the Mario movie? I think so, actually. Like, blowing up landmarks is just what you do as a villain, but, like, when it happens in real life, you start to wonder why that continues to be a trope. Alright, open your mouth. Thank you. There we go. Lilo and Stitch was originally going to be... Oh, god damn it. I didn't commit hard enough. Here, I'll read once I've dealt with this. Because apparently I just didn't commit enough. There we go. Okay. Was originally going to be in a city that and have a spaceship battle between a battleship and an airplane. They would just be flying around skyscrapers. They changed it to Hawaii and used the mountains, but the good guy's ship always looked like an airplane. Oof. Yeah. Alright, Toad. Get nice and squeaky clean. You're welcome, Toad. Alright, let's go here. There was a scene in a Marvel comic that showed the villains were sad about 9/11, but it was awkward because most of them had caused more bloodshed and collateral damage. Yeah. Like, there's definitely, like, a need for media to acknowledge disaster, but you need to do it in a specific way, otherwise it just feels disingenuous. Like, the Spider-Man teaser where he webbed up armed robbers in the helicopter in a web? Mm-hmm. What the fuck is that? Is that a snail person? Okay. I thought it was just like a weirdly deformed toad. Because he sort of appears in a montage. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. I am so excited for Into the Spider-Verse 2, because they've confirmed that Takuya Yamashiro, the Japanese Spider-Man with the mech, is going to be appearing as a main character. Or at the very least, he is, like, designed to be in the movie. So I'm hyped. I'm so happy. Oh, time to hydrate. Thanks for redeeming your shark coins, Justifies. One thing I absolutely love about Japanese Spider-Man is his catchphrase, that he is the emissary from hell. Exactly. Even though the anime got ruined, it was nice to see XY and XY and Z be one of, if not the best Pokemon series. Mm-hmm. God, and the animation in Pokemon X and Y was just so cool. God, like, that big fight with Ash Greninja, like, I think it was close to the end, not exactly at the very end, was just, oh man. XY was a better soft reboot? Mm-hmm. Ash was competent and he got the ladies. No. I think Serena was just kind of thirsty. I will say though, like, I appreciate the art style in Sun and Moon. Like, a lot of people don't like it, but I think the stylization was a really fun choice. Especially to differentiate it from X and Y and make it become its own thing. Still angry that Ash never Mega Evolved? That's fair. I mean, Ash Mega Evolved into Champion in Sun and Moon, so at least he got that. Man, I kind of hope that we get Ash in Pokemon Masters. Like, we've got Red, and that's great. But I want Ash. I want Satoshi. Oh, I thought that was a Shine Sprite just hanging out. If you remember to get back his Pidgeot, yeah. Oh. Oh well, I need more water anyways. There we go. Really hoping Journeys gets on the XY level because the idea of... sorry. Interregional Pokemon is really cool, but it's fairly episodic. I'd like to see more retro character returns. Absolutely. Like, I know that, like, Brock and Misty are the go-to older character returns, but, like, I want to see Iris, you know? I want to see Tracy. Ooh. Wait a minute. I already had that. You tricked me. Battle Frontier is one of my top seasons because it had Ash. Since they were promoting Fire Red and Leaf Green, Ash was allowed to use all his Pokemon. Ooh, Iris and Gary coming back. That's great. I really like how Gary, like, had his character arc where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna still be sassy, but I'm gonna be less of an asshole and also, like, go into Pokemon science. That was really cool. I like it. Can't wait to see how Ash got a Dragonite when she had a disobedient Dragonite. That's right, Ash has cool Pokemon now. Like, he has Lucario and a Dragonite, like... I haven't been keeping up with Pokemon since God. When did I stop watching Pokemon? I was big into the original season and then Johto Journeys. I watched all of the Hoenn stuff. I think I stopped watching around the beginning of Diamond and Pearl. Maybe I should get back on it. Pokemon Journeys is like another soft reboot. Like, the art style got better, but now they're introducing this whole thing where Leon is the top trainer. Ooh! Like, what about Cynthia? Cynthia is great. Cynthia, I think, is one of my favorite Pokemon characters. I really like it when older silly series got more serious reboots. Not like the grittier reboots, but love to see more stuff like Mystery Incorporated. Yeah! I like it when shows grow up with their audiences. Like, say what you will about Harry Potter, but with those movies, they knew that the people watching it were growing over time, and because of that, they got more mature. And, you know, it got kind of dark at the end, but it always retained its roots. And even though I'm not that big into Harry Potter, and I understand the whole controversy behind it, like, I have to respect what it did in that regard. Like, the whole idea that you have to keep the same demographic with each new season kind of feels outdated because so many adults are watching cartoons now. Steven Universe did that kind of with Steven Universe Future, and they tackled, like, Steven Universe tackled some really dark and, like, important themes in its original run. But it was able to tackle some, like, harder stuff in Future. Like isolation. Because it knew that its audience was growing up. They have Ash and a single companion, whose goal is to catch them all. Being research assistants, going around the world, and Ash competing in this global Pokemon competition to challenge Leon. That's really cool! A lot of people didn't like the idea that Leon was, like, the rock star of Pokemon Sword and Shield, but I'm with it, you know? He only fights one Galarian gym leader and has one Galar. Okay, so he just has the Farfetch'd. Okay, I should probably figure out what I'm supposed to be doing here. What's the mission, first of all? Dunebud Sandcastle Secret. Okay. So I gotta be finding the sandcastle. Oh, that's a footstep. That's kind of spooky. He only just got a Galarian Pokemon, the Dracovish? Interesting. I'm surprised that they went with the, fossil Pokemon. Loved Leon for his region. He was awesome, but making him the anime top when they've shown Cynthia time and time again to be recognized in Universe and Out as being the best champion, it's jarring. That's fair. Pokemon Origins and Generations were really good. I'd like to see more of the self-contained Pokemon series aimed at an older audience. I've heard some good stuff about Twilight Wings, but haven't watched it yet. I've also heard some really good stuff about Twilight Wings. I really want to check it out. I feel bad for not actually giving Pokemon Origins a chance, because it was like, it's Pokemon, what am I going to get out of it? Twilight Wings is amazing, and you should also check out the Bump and Chicken music video. I have seen the music video, and yeah, it was fantastic. Ooh. Yeah, I'm really into it when they recognize older audiences, like, growing up in series aimed for kids. Origins was good, but very bare bones. Need more of a character-driven Pokemon series? I would like it if Pokemon sorta decided to go with 2 running series. Like, have the one with Ash be for, like, kids, and then start some new ones where, like, they have a different protagonist aimed at an older audience. They don't even have to, like, be edgy about it. They just, you know, need to have more mature themes. It's weird for me. Journeys should be, in theory, what I want in a Pokemon series, and still has Ash, but isn't jiving with me. That's fair. I can kind of get behind, like, a Pokemon series where it stars Looker, and then every season gives him, like, the region's protagonist as, like, an assistant. Just solving, like, the mob stuff. You know, get really into the fact that, like, Team Rocket slices off Slowpoke tails, you know? They did have an OVA series with Elaine, Ash's main rival, and Kalos, be a Mega Chad with his Mega Charizard X. I want a series about that one guy who went into the championship with a fucking Latios. Like, I want to figure out what he did to get, like, a legendary Pokemon on his team. Here. This is going to require skill, so I will read out your comments once I'm in safe ground. There we go. Darkrai and then Latios. Jeez, yeah. No, let me up, please. Okay. Which way is the shine spray? No! If I recall that the Mega Evolution became sort of lost media for a bit. Yeah. It's if they do specials and like nobody records them, then it's really hard to preserve them. I really appreciate when people go through the effort of that. Alright, let's get through this. And then I can treat myself for beating this by looking at the chat. There we go. Because by Sinnoh, Ash was so OP, he didn't even use his Charizard. The only way he could not win at that point was to fight a Legendary. Did the smart thing by using all of his Pokemon in rotation. I do like the idea of Ash becoming more of a competent Pokemon trainer as time goes on. You know, it made sense that he didn't win in the Indigo... Aw, jeez. In the Indigo League, because he was, like, inexperienced. Like... But the fact that he didn't win in Kalos kind of bothered me. I think that they were right to give him a win in Sun and Moon. Oh, gotta hydrate. Thank you so much, Tacos. Indigo Ash is dangerously stupid? Yeah. But I feel like that made sense, you know? Aw, man. You know what I want? I want the Orange Islands to come back. I want to know what's been happening there while we were gone. How can you live in a Pokemon world for 10 years, want to be a trainer, and not throw a bug type from a flying type? But again, like, he's inexperienced. Alola is basically the Orange Islands? That's fair. But I like the idea of, like, having the Orange Islands come back as a game. I do appreciate, though, that they kept concepts from the Orange Islands in Alola. Like the whole Pokemon Trials thing. One thing I really appreciate from newer Pokemon games is the fact that they're breaking formula. Like, the whole slog... And I will say, like, it feels like they... Oh, jeez. They started this in Pokemon Black and White, where they lean more into the story than anything else. But, just messing around with stuff, you know? Oh, hey, Trevor! Thank you so much for popping in. Nice to see ya. Alright, but legit, I gotta get better at, like, my platforming, holy shit. A dog apart from a rat. He had the best arc ever in Sinnoh and then just boom stupid. Oof. I stopped watching in Diamond and Pearl, so I feel bad for not being able to relate. They kind of did that in Fire Red and Leaf Green with the Sevi Islands, and it wasn't the same. Gen 5 just barely edges out Gen 7. Both are so strong. I think my favorite Pokemon game was Pokemon Black and White. Because that was the strongest point of the 2D Pokemon games. Black and White had an amazing story. The best rivals were Cheren and N. Neither are jerks. I think that having your main rival be friendly to the main character is stronger than having your main rival being an asshole. I think you should have the jerk character and then the rival. You know? We also had a true... Right! And, like, I really want to get my hands on Pokemon White, too. Like, it's so expensive to buy right now. I hate it. But I want it so badly. I just want to make movies again. I want to be the Pokestar. That's why you don't want a Sinnoh remake, you want a sequel? Yeah. I think that's why I really appreciated in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where they had, like, episode Delta to continue stuff. I like to think of Pokemon from the premiere to Gotta Catch You Later as a full complete series, and then every season following that was an independent series of that. That's fair. In Sword and Shield they had Beyblade. I call him Beyblade because I couldn't say Bede the first time. But didn't care about him in the smallest, but because of his redemption, he was shallow character. Hoppin' Marnie forever. Mm-hmm. Gotta eat? No, fair enough. I'll be here, trying to play some Mario Sunshine. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go, to be honest. It could be between like half an hour to 2 hours more. I'm having a lot of fun just playing Mario Sunshine right now with you guys, so... God, I suck at platforming, though. I feel like 3D platformers went away for so long that I can't... They can't brain anymore. Man, I need to get good. Been playing FNF and wow, I have no rhythm. Same dude? Yeah. Like, my 3D platforming brain is just gone. I think it's because, like, indie games were focused on 2D platformers for so long, and AAA dropped them for so long, that I just... My spatial awareness in these games doesn't exist anymore. That's why I'm really excited for them to bring back, like, a new Crash game. Because even though, like, it was a third-person shooter at its core, but other than that, it was a 3D platformer. Okay, I'm on safe ground now. Charon was cool because you guys competed but were still friends. He was frustrated but not unfairly to the protagonist. Trevor never had a 3D platforming brain? Eee. 3D platformers are an interesting genre because you have to have so much spatial awareness that you have... I feel like the bar for level design in 3D platformers is so high. Interestingly enough, Astro's Playroom, like the PS5 bundle in-game, is one of the better 3D platformers that I've played. Charon was cool because he wasn't a jerk. He wanted to be the best in the first place. His becoming a gem leader was more organic than blue. Mm-hmm. It explains why you suck at them? Yeah. I mean... You could get good, but why bother? Gonna open up a can of A&W root beer. A&W, if you want to sponsor me, then go for it. I love your root beer and I like your burgers. Man, now I want to buy Pokemon White too. Thanks a lot. Been really good liking the trend of things that used to be considered cringy on the internet, becoming more and more like the Star Wars prequels, Five Nights at Freddy's, Minecraft, and Twilight. Yeah, A&W root beer is the best. 1000% Trevor. Like I will 100% simp for A&W root beer. But yeah, I really like how people are starting to look at things as like you can enjoy them, even if they're, like, not great. I love the fact that people are respecting the fact that people can like things. I mean, I can't relate because everything that I like is objectively good, but, Okay, I think I just have to stand in one place and hit these guys. Oh. Okay, gotta swap that out and wait for these guys to pop up. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world. Yeah, again, my opinion is that you're allowed to like stuff. And the opinion on the internet's kinda getting better about that. Okay, can this guy just, like, fall off, please? Oof. What is a man? A miserable pile of secrets. But enough talk! Have at you! Oh, man. I played a lot of the beginning of Symphony of the Night. I never actually beat it. I also really have to play Rondo of Blood. One of my friends, Fuad, really enjoys it. I want him on the show if I play that. The Castlevania anime is amazing? I've heard. I only ever watched the first episode. For some reason, I just can't get into stuff on Netflix. Not because of, like, having a problem with Netflix stuff, but because I just never could. But yeah, I'm specifically calling you out, Fuad. If you ever want to stream with me, let's play Rondo of Blood. Game, please. Aw. I took too much damage. Hope the idea of cringy media dying out. I've been trying to find the good in all media, because all media have an appeal somewhere. Whenever I focus on the negative, it's a show of being problematic, bigoted trope. Yeah. In the end, you know, the whole idea of something being cringy is just rooted in the fact that you don't like it. And people are allowed to like stuff. If it's doing something that's, like, actively destructive to people, then, you know, that's a different story. Can always talk my ear off in Discord or off-stream about irrelevant things like Nasuverse, Digimon, Kingdom Hearts. Don't know if you want to listen to this on stream, but I'm linking in just a small quote from the show. No visuals, just dialogue. It'll hit me. Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, I can't wait for the day where people are allowed to enjoy stuff. There'll never be a public consensus on that because people like to, you know, be superior. Shows your ego over my hydration. That's fair. Honestly, I added that hydrate thing because my emotes weren't approved yet, and I wanted people to be able to do something. Oh, thanks, Pepper Shaker. There we go. But yeah, I want people to be able to redeem their shark coins for stuff. So I added the hydrate thing, and people just really took off with it, so I'm gonna keep it. Did that work? Haha! I don't know. We can... We gotta let Pepper Shaker read into that however they want. Maybe they were being really nice and covering for you, you know? It's like when I go to the coffee shop and I forget my wallet, my friend pays for my coffee. I can't wait until I can go out with friends for coffee again. One thing that I've learned is that if you want to meet up with somebody and you know that they have a busy schedule, just asking them to go out for a coffee is one of the easiest ways to, like, make time. Because it's like, you know, it's just 15 minutes. Like, you go grab some coffee, and there we go. Oh-ho! This game wasn't released during its time, but now she'd love it still? That's good! It's interesting, because, like, I always loved Super Mario Sunshine despite not playing enough of it to have an opinion. Look at the models and the gameplay and it's all good. Yeah, I will say some of it's a little bit floaty, but that's just because, you know, of its time. Oof. Okay, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do here. Let's go into that camera mode. Gotta wait for these boys. Okay. I gotta get more water, though. No! Ah, thanks for joining us, Pepper Shaker. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Those things popped up in real life, I'd be freaked out of my mind. The voices they make are weird. Oh, yeah. It does not feel great. But it did launch me onto this leaf, so I appreciate that. Gamer Driver and Gashot? Oh, man. They really do feel like the mooks. With their chicken heads. Okay, I got one. So if I can just push this bitch right here. Yeah. I win. Now I just have 3 more to go. Give me coin? No coin. No! Alright, let's stock up on water first, and then we'll take care of the last 3. Still don't like the level 1 X-Aid Riders, but I like the other suits. Though for X-Aid level 2, they should have just stuck with a bigger hammer than making it also a sword. Brave as a sword, so it's redundant. I do like the transforming feature, though, but I get where you're coming from. I think that giving him like a Warhammer would really set him apart from other riders. As for your comments on the level 1 riders, you don't have to worry about them anymore because somebody stole the level 1 rider suit from a truck. Like, it's just straight up gone now. And I don't know if they feel like making another one, so it's just out of your life forever. Though I like the fact that they had a reason to stay in the base form. Like, the level 1 rider was there so that they could take out... Like, they could go to the next phase of the fight. Made it feel like it wasn't just there just to disappear later. Oh, camera, please. I don't have enough life left to deal with you, so, you know, in the words of Mori Calliope, Shinde kudasai. Okay, now I legitimately don't have enough life to deal with you. Kuroto Dan was awesome, though I will say he was Resurrection. He really played from comedy, to which his actor was great at, but still. Well, like... So I like to judge Geo on a per-episode basis. Because it didn't really feel great as a whole, but certain episodes were okay, and like certain portions of it. And having Kuroto Dan as the O's, like another O's, felt really, really fun. But yeah, like, the fact that his introduction was they're having like the previous riders, the Ghost Riders, are having problems fighting a bad guy, and then he just shows up on a bicycle and kicks their asses. Like, I love that. That was fantastic. I love it. Oh, geez, that guy is on fire. Maybe I should help him. I don't think he wants to. Oh no, never mind. I was incorrect. What up, my guy? Pre-death, he was this insane, evil, and downright sociopathic monster who hated M for having a better game idea than him, so he tried to kill him. Yeah. I like how he was an ally of convenience rather than an actual, like, good guy. I gotta watch the cinemas, though, because I do want to see Genom level 1 billion. When Emu was infected, that basically made Genius Gamer M a Heartless, while Peridot was Emu's nobody. Yeah, that legitimately meshes. What up, my guy? It has. Maybe I should catch it. Probably should have waited. Wow. This was, not as hyped up as it should have been. The nether endings are very cheap, but Kuroto Dan is crazy to the max. He even transforms butt naked. Oh boy. What up? Not really. I am not going to bring you coconuts. In fact, I am peacing out. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I still need to watch, like most of the original Heisei stuff. Like, Kuga is readily available right now, but I still haven't watched it. I watched the first episode. Haven't seen Agito yet. I watched Ryuki. That was fun. I watched most of Faiz. That one I accidentally kind of dropped when other stuff was coming out. So I gotta get back into it. I can really... No, Faiz is great. I love Faiz. I need to get back into it. Still haven't seen Blade. Blade is one that I, like, legitimately need to watch because everyone says that its ending is really cool. Yeah, I agree with you that, communication in a series where phones are the transformation device is kind of funny. Like, just how little communication there is. I also appreciate how, Kusaka's actor really leans into how many people, like, absolutely hate his character. Unfortunately, I won't be, but it would be really nice to be in Japan for Kaiza Day. The opening's rocking and chill at the same time. Mm-hmm. Justifies is a really good opening. What else? I watched a bit of Hibiki, but couldn't really get into it. I don't think I would have been able to get into it even after the director change either. I think I would have been as angry as everyone else is about it, because it really is, like, a unique series. What else? I never watched Kabuto. Which is shocking, because, like, Kabuto feels like it would be really, really fun and I'd enjoy it. Watched all of Den-O, because you have to. Den-O's, like, the most popular one. And I watched the first episode of Kiva. And I don't think 2016 Carson liked the pacing, but I think I'd appreciate it now. Let me in. Thank you. Kabuto is a good gateway to Heisei. Yeah. The visual effects are what drew me to it, actually, yeah. Like, the idea that the fights would take place in, like, what may as well be frozen time is really, really cool. Yeah. And I think, like, in terms of Neo Heisei, I think the only one that I haven't actually watched was, yeah, the only one that I haven't watched is Gaim. And Justifies, I know your opinion on Gaim. But I will end up watching it just because I want to be a completionist for Neo Heisei. My friend Fuad also isn't really big into Gaim. Which is interesting, like... Gaim is the one that feels overhyped to me. And I think part of that is why I didn't end up watching it. I hate to say it, but it feels like Build is going to end up like that too. where everyone says it's like the perfect series, and you know, that's the one that you have to start with because it's amazing. And it is, but no, that's fair. People have different opinions on stuff, so the only way to really do something is to get your own opinion on it. But my butt's getting sore because I'm sitting on a pillow, so I think that's where I'm gonna leave it for today. Maybe, if my keyboard decides to actually function. There we go. But yeah, it was fun. I'm glad that we were able to go back to Mario Sunshine, because, you know, it's a retro game that I'm going into mostly blind. So maybe we'll keep this a thing until I can fix my Dreamcast controller. Other than that, though, we're going to go back to Kingdom Hearts on Monday. I hope I can get progress in it. Wednesday is going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake. And, you know, we'll see about what happens tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a Jackbox stream, depending on how people are enjoying it. But thanks for hanging out. Catch you guys later.